the Chrome extension into your browser, you can navigate around and try creating a new experiment. So here we go. Create a tip on the current screen. So what I've done is I've used Jira as an example. So we've gone to the Jira site, we've clicked the extension. Now we're looking to see what tip style we want to use here. We have a number of different templates. So I'm going to pick this classic material design thing. And what happens is you're now going into editing mode. And so you can see there that Jira appears in the window. And we have a sidebar which allows you to design things. So now I mouse around and I choose an element. I can choose down at the text level, the object, and up comes the first tip using that material design. Locate it to the right. Oh, I want to change the text, so I double click and that moves me there. I'm a lousy typist, but I'm going to now just add my first tip to Jira. Double click on the content and I can also change that just at a click of a button. So all this includes styling, fonts, colors, etc. that you can change, and I'll show you a little bit about more about that as we go along. Okay, so there we go, we've got some title and content. Let's go have a look at our button. Right, so it's the first tip, so I don't need a back button here, I can just remove that. And so now I've got a single tip, but you know, this next button looks a little bit flush to the right, so I can just really quickly change a bunch of things like colors and stuff like that. So you've got border widths if you've got solid buttons, because this is a material button, it doesn't actually have that, but it's easy to do. And I'm just going to go and just change the margin just to bring that in. There, it looks good. That looks a bit better. So that kind of makes sense with the text that I've got there. And I can do the same with the dismiss button. I can crank that up in size. So you can size in pixels. So I've made that increase. And again, what I want to do is bring that maybe just down and in a bit, just make it feel a little bit more natural for the user. Okay, and so there we go. And so now we've updated the text, the title, the button, and so now I can move on to my next tip. And so I'll choose to do another tip again. Yeah, I'll use the same style, etc. Brings Jira back up on the same page. If you want to do a tip on another page, you go into the navigate mode, which you can see up the top there. But anyway, so let's choose our second thing. So reports. Okay. So yeah, let's put this tip on top instead. Okay, I can see what this would look like on the screen. Oh, it's too close to the left-hand side, so I want to sort of move it a little bit. So move the location of the container of the tip around, so I've got control over paddings and margins. So let's go ahead. Okay, so just a little bit of margin should make it work much better. And so you can see we can do other things like touch in and touch out. This is, you can make a tip go away. How's that look? All right, good. So now what I might do is now create a pop-up. So this is now a sequence. I've got two tips and now I'm going to create a pop-up. So I'll just pick one of these picture things. This is a feature launch one. There it is. What does that look like on the screen? Yep, it's dead center. That's great. All right, have you tried? So here we're going to announce something about the features that we've just released. So obviously I don't work for Atlassian and do anything on Jira, but you can see we can actually edit things just by using the Chrome extension on sites. So normally you're using this on your own site, but I'm just using on a well-known site that you're probably familiar with. Oh, first thing let's do is just increase the line height. It looks a little bit crammed there, so we can just crank that up a bit, just give it a little bit more space, a bit of breathing room. And of course what we can do is we can come down and we can change the image. So we have a full icon library. You can upload your own, but I'm just going to pick a picture here from our library. Okay, so we'll just try that fella. Okay, all right, so now I've just got to adjust my text appropriately. So I've moved it inside the sand dune. You know what, that text looks lousy as blue, so let's go and just make it a white just to clean things up. As I mentioned, you've got the ability to change fonts and things like that in each of the particular fields, even button fonts and so on. So you've got a whole range of different sort of opportunities to change things here. You've got font size, you've got whether you want to use various kinds of styles like bolding, the font weight, line heights, etc., as we mentioned before. Now let's put an action on this last button. So the yes. So we've shown them, we've told them we're going to do something. So what we can do is we could go to somewhere inside the application, or I can go outside. So in this case, what I'm going to do is show a demonstration video of what I really want to show these people, these new features. And I can set it up to open in a new tab, and that's it, I'm done. So now I have a 3-step thing, 2 tips. And so let's give that a try. We're going to put it into preview mode, which would be what an end user sees about the tip. Here's my first tip. Great. Click next. Great. Exactly as I did. Yes. Click this. Boom. New tab opens. And I'm off to YouTube. And of course, I made up that video. So that's it. Right. So let's go back. So we've got our creative down. So we've got 3 steps in that tour. So now what I can do is save this away. Right, let's give it a title. New Jira features. Okay, fair enough. I can choose a success metric. We'll speak more about that in a separate video. We can set up our expiry time. So how long do we want to run this through to? So we're going to run it through to the end of January 31, 2019. And we can choose a time as well. We can let the tip repeat for a particular user forever or until it completes. Now, who are we going to target this at? So we've got a bunch of different filters that Pointzi gives you for free. So we're going to choose people who've used the dashboard a little bit, but not too much. So they've had a total number of sessions, they're more than 3 times, so they're not complete newbies. And what else do I want to do? I want to target maybe developers. So, sprints may be more important to developers and product managers, maybe not to customer support. So I'm just going to choose a tag. Now, tags is something that are completely custom to you. So I'm just saying that if I actually see a developer, then we'll match for that and they will see that particular tour. And the people who are in support won't see that. So these 3 rules combine together to actually get it firing at the right people at the right time. So go back. Now, when do we want to show this? Do we want to show this under certain conditions? It's here, it's actually when the page opens, but I could also have it when it's clicking on a button, like a little hotspot, or hovering over something. So there's a bunch of different options for getting started and so on. And that's it, and then I just go ahead and save it away, and I can later on run that for end users.